So everyone has their own tips, tricks, hacks and things, stuff, all the technical words that improve people's efficiency and effectiveness. But here are two that we're going to go through right now that are guaranteed to improve your daily efficiency. So we already know the importance of being efficient, and a lot of the time I like to talk about being effective, and being effective is actually most of the time beneficial, and more beneficial in fact than being efficient. You see, if you were to, you take an idiot, and this is actually how it was phrased many years ago by Brad Sugars, who taught me this. So Brad, quick shout out to you. I love this quick little story. Basically, he says this. If you go and make an idiot more efficient, what's it do? And ultimately, it makes the idiot do dumb things faster. Now, Brad nor me are calling you or me idiots, because we're not. But you can understand the premise behind that. If you make someone who's doing the wrong thing more efficient at doing the wrong thing, then ultimately they're going to do more of the wrong thing faster and quicker, and you're going to get yourself into a lot more dramas and holes that you need to dig your way out of. And so it's not always just about being more efficient. It's actually about being more effective. So this podcast isn't about efficiency and effectiveness and the differences, but it is paramount to understand that it's not always just about being more efficient. We actually may, in some instances, need to stop and take heed of where we're at, or put a better plan in place. Maybe it's actually about getting the strategy right and taking a little bit of time at the front end to make sure that we can ultimately get a more effective and beneficial result of the task or project that we're doing. And so this is where it may not be that you're always optimized in your efficiency, but it may mean that it takes a little bit longer, but ultimately it's more effective. And that's where the real guts of this and the real benefit and value comes in everything that we do. So if we're assuming and making sure, not assuming because that's dangerous, but making sure that we are always going to be effective at what we're doing, then we can actually start to look at ways in which we can be more efficient to actually speed up that process. So making sure that we are actually doing more beneficial and more value-based tasks and opportunities in a quicker fashion, because then obviously we can build more, we can grow more, we can scale more, we can help more, we can have greater impact. And so here are the two hacks. Well, first of all, let's start with the end in mind. Let's go to the end of the day. And at the end of the day, I find that the best thing, one of the two hacks is having a thing called owner time. And you might go, Jace, what's owner time? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm about to tell you. Owner time is ultimately we get to the last part of the day, and when people first start to do this, I say take 10 minutes. I'm down to about 60 seconds, 90 seconds at the end of the day with my owner time, and we all get a little bit more, funnily enough, more efficient at this over time. But owner time at the end of the day is the first one. You take that last 10 minutes, and before, let's say you're finishing at 5 o'clock, right? You start at 9, you finish at 5 in the business world, apparently. And so we're finishing at 5 o'clock. At 4:50, the alarm goes off to remind you it's now owner time. And what we actually want to be doing in that time period is looking for it's number 2 again here, the 2 major problems that went wrong today that we're going to commit to fix tomorrow so that they never happen again. Right? There's only a couple of questions you need to ask yourself. That's the first one. What's the 2 things that went wrong today that you're going to commit to fixing tomorrow so that they never happen again? Now, as soon as you do know what they are, you write it down, and you have an amazing way for you to be able to build your business moving forward tomorrow. But here's the caveat. You might be going, well, Jason, nothing went wrong today. And that's a great thing, right? So then the question then you need to ask in owner time is, what are the 2 things I can improve upon tomorrow that I will commit to do that's going to mean that we're more efficient and effective and proactively getting ahead. So if we didn't have two problems, maybe you had one problem and you can look at one more proactive avenue. And if not, let's look at two proactive things. Let's look at two different things that we're already good at that we can now actually become great at. Now that might entail things like there might be, one or two systems you want to review. It's a great avenue quite often, and I literally went through this only yesterday with a couple of clients, and all of them turned around and went, funnily enough, we haven't reviewed our admin systems for, like 3 months. One of the three people I was talking to said it's been probably at least a year. And when we stopped and thought for literally 5 or 10 seconds, they were able to say, well, we brought on like 2 new admin team members in that time. And so that's a great get. It's a great benefit to know that we brought on 2 team members in the last 12 months in the reception area, or an admin, and we haven't actually gone and reviewed our systems and our processes. And already today, she actually hit me up on a quick email and actually said they've actually found 6 major systems today when they looked this morning that are completely out of whack. And of those 6, they've been able to already update 4 of those. And of those 4 that they've updated, 2 of them, they've actually got a much better way that they've worked out in a much faster and more effective way of getting things done. So straight away, from just this first hack of putting ourselves into a position for owner time, yesterday, this one of our clients has been able to turn around straight away and find 6 problems, fix 4 of them today in the first 3 or 4 hours, and find 2 ways that are actually going to save them more time and money each and every day. Now, that only might be $10 or $20 worth of time and effort. But if you compound that over the next 6 months, that's thousands of dollars of benefit by this one little hack. So that's the thing. That's all it is to start with. Number 1 is we've got to put in owner time at the end of the day, because that's going to enable us to close the books, shut down the laptop, fold the iPad down, turn the screen off, whatever it is, lock the door, leave and finish up for the day, knowing that we are finished for the day and we're also planned, ready for what is proactive, needing to be done tomorrow. And even if it's trying to fix problems, that's still having you thinking proactively about how you could be better in the future so that you don't have to be reactive. So that's the first one that's super powerful. And the second hack to improve your efficiency in your daily life is then getting to the next morning and having the first 5 to 10 minutes of every day based on what I call manager time. Same thing for me. I can do it in like 1 or 2 minutes. Actually, it'd probably take a good 5 minutes to do it properly, to be totally honest. Again, it's about being effective, not just efficient. But if it takes you 10 or 15 minutes, that's completely fine. And in that manager time, what we do is we look at what we came up with in owner time the day before, and we fundamentally go, right, well, if they're the 2 systems we need to fix, or if that's the problem that needs to be fixed, or here's the 2 things that we're going to get better at today, it enables you to take that 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 5, and actually start to plan that out. Strategize who needs to be involved. Do you need to make a couple of calls? Does it involve 1 or 2 of your team members that you need to discuss with this process? Do you need to get some type of report? Do you need to go and look and examine some type of system? What actually needs to take place today to make sure that you are actually being true to your word and putting that in place? Because we need to always know where we're at, first of all. Then we need to be able to know how to options for us to be able to improve on something, because we can't always just click our fingers and make that next great thing happen. And so it's all about the plan of saying who can be involved, who should be involved, how do we need to look at this, what type of metrics or system or analysis needs to be done before we can step forward. And then all we do is we look at the diary and we look for the white places and spots, and I put them together and said splotches. But we want to try and look for the white spaces on the diary. And if we know that we need to have a quick conversation for 10 minutes with those 2 people, let's find a time and put it on the diary. So now all of a sudden we know that we're going to be efficient and effective in that time period, and we've got a desired outcome that can happen in that 10-minute time slot. It means that you can actually put in half an hour in your diary to actually strategize 2 or 3 different ways around that problem. Maybe there's a phone call that then needs to be made to discuss something, And then it might be a matter of spending 5 or 10 minutes talking to, say, your VA to change a flow chart or put together some system so we can have it implemented. But ultimately, in a short 5 to 15 minute period in the morning, in that owner time, that's the second hack that's going to allow you to make sure that you're very efficient with your timing in the day. You're also going to be very effective because when you put the time blocks in, you get them done. And the great part is when you get to the end of that day and you have your owner time, again, at the end of every day, you can not only see the forward progress and the proactive movement, you get to experience and know the value and benefit of how you've proactively moved the business forward each and every day. So there's the feedback, it's like the biofeedback of the system of the business, giving you that feedback that you're on the right track. And so they're two really simple productivity hacks that you can put into your daily life on a professional sense that's going to mean that your efficiency each and every day is even better still. Manage your time, own a time, get stuck in and go and do it, because that is going to make a massive benefit to your overall daily efficiency, and you watch your business start to grow, scale, and have even more impact as a net result. I'll talk to you again very soon. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.